What's up, guys? Am I on? Can you hear me? Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make my bath time all so fun. Rubber ducky, you're still the one for me. Ooh-wee. Rubber ducky, you're the wine. You make my bath time oh so fun. Rubber ducky, you're still the one for me. All right, guys. Studio sessions on Wednesday nights. Welcome. My name is Shawn. This is my channel. I can do what I want. So let's have fun. So yeah, I don't have anything to talk about tonight. I have no agenda. And sometimes that's the best agenda. Because we can talk about what you guys want to talk about. So far, we've talked about tacos. We've talked about Alabama and Florida and pushing buttons. So, yeah, welcome to the channel. I ordered your green ball of pain. Sweet. Nacho, I think that is one of the coolest things that I think I've purchased in a while. You know, I don't know how successful riding down the road will be. And the only reason I say that is because the one time my Insta360 fell out of the sky off of a drone is because it was on a thread and all the vibrations from the drone kind of basically just unscrewed it. So be cautious about that. But, whatever you stop and you've got your tripod set up and you're doing your time lapses and stuff, you have all kinds of things to do with that. So Kelly's video froze. I'm going to have to go ahead and apologize for tonight. It might be a little wonky just because we have been having some crazy rain here in Nashville, and we have flash flood warnings, and they canceled school in some counties, and so it's been a little crazy in Nashville. So my family is not at youth group tonight. They are here in the house. So there's a good chance my wife's watching Grey's Anatomy, my son's playing Fortnite, my daughter's watching some kind of little girly show. So we might not have the best internet, but if you guys can all join with me and hope and pray or whatever you guys do to get us a house this year that has fiber, and then we can do some stuff. But for now, I'm on this tiny little webcam. I got a different background. I don't know if you guys noticed my new background. It's basically a $12 fleece blanket, king size, from Walmart. Pretty excited about that. That way I can have a little bit of wider view, and it basically just covers that whole wall back there. So that's exciting. And I've got my VR headsets here. I've got the Lenovo Mirage Solo, and I've got the Oculus Go. And then I also have an Oculus Rift. So I've been wondering what I'm going to do with my second channel. And it's actually my first channel, but it's just my Shawn Ide channel. And I think I'm going to do some VR streaming on that channel, because in order to monetize that channel, I need to build the viewers. And I used to just do videos on Shawn Ide Studios, and then all of the test footage was on my Shawn Ide channel. And so I've basically been kind of cross-pollinating my channels. But Kelly Davis has been watching the screen that said 5:05 for like 5 minutes. Do you see me now, Kelly? You hear me now? Check one. Check, check. You missed my Rubber Ducky song. This is the best part. I hope you can hear me, Kelly. Nacho seems to be seeing Shawn's all wet, and so is his internet. I'm not sure what that means, Nacho. That's scary. All right, Kelly's back. He's seeing it. Nacho said he missed the singing. Yep, I might sing another song later, but I don't have one queued up right now. So, the good news is, Kelly, you can always watch it again tomorrow. But yeah, so what I've been doing, my internet's kind of spotty here at the apartment because my apartment complex kind of shares the internet, and so everybody is, since we don't even watch TV anymore, we just watch the internet. There's a good chance the internet is stretched pretty thin tonight. But welcome, Midwest Drones. Midwest Drones is in the house. So we've got, looks like we got 4 people on right now. So we got Kelly, Nacho, Midwest, and there was a Michael, wasn't there? Somewhere. Oh, there's 5 people back. So we're going to fluctuate with viewers tonight. It's probably people rebooting the rebooting the live feed so it doesn't freeze anymore. But so Kelly, I did update the Anafi, so I'll probably do a video on it. The weather's been so stinking messy here that I have not been able to fly a drone for about a week. I'm in the middle of making a video of kind of a comparison between 360 photos on the DJI Mavic Air and the Parrot Anafi. Parrot Anafi wins in the picture department because you can show the sky, but the DJI Mavic Air wins in the speed department. I think the Mavic Air flies better. I just think the Anafi has cooler capabilities, but I'm a 360 guy, so if they made the camera on the DJI Mavic Air point up and they added flight plan, not stupid waypoints, hopefully waypoints will turn into flight plan. But for now, DJI is lacking in the innovation department, in my opinion. They make cool toys. I think they're manufactured better. But I think it takes companies like Parrot to kind of push DJI out of their box a little bit. Nacho flew yesterday. So, Nacho, when you flew yesterday, was that bike ride that I commented on earlier? I saw that you flew over this beautiful countryside. Where was that video taken? It was a beautiful video. I saw the I didn't comment on it, but I saw the Insta360 video from the back of your, like, from behind you. I saw that on Facebook, but when I saw it on Facebook, I was going into a meeting, so I couldn't comment on it, and then I completely forgot about it. But for those of you that are, I don't think that anybody's new to the channel tonight, which is cool. I was hoping you guys would come back, but the Nacho's been kind of doing a lot of the same things that I've been doing with, kind of combining different cameras that he has. So I've been combining my Insta360 1X and my GoPro and my DJI Osmo Pocket, and he's been flying with the Mavic Pro, I believe, and Insta360 1X. So I think that's really cool. I've been watching his stuff. Excuse me, guys. So that was Route 25 outside of Pinnacle State Park in California. I don't think I've ever had Pinnacle State pork. I'm just kidding. A little typo there from Nacho. So I think you guys already have, but if you haven't subscribed to each other, go ahead and do that at some point tonight. Yeah, we're going to hang out. One thing that I want to do, that I've been wanting to do for a while, is, we've been playing with 360 cameras. We've been playing with taking 360 pictures from a drone, and I really want to put emphasis on creating for VR and, you know, what you can do with some of these tools that I'm showing you guys, or you guys already know. So one of my favorite things to do with VR is there's an app called VTime, and you can go in there and sit with 3 other people, and then if you control the room, you can display pictures. So I've got a picture that I took from my Mavic Pro a couple years ago using I think it was a Gear 360, like the original Gear 360, and then you know, pretty much the beginning of my YouTube channel was mounting cameras to drones and throwing them up in the air, you know, and see what happens. So I've got several different 360-degree photos from multiple cameras taken from drones, some sitting on top of my drone. Actually, my favorite one is when it's on top of, I believe it's my Mavic Pro. I miss my Mavic Pro, by the way. But it was on top of my Mavic Pro, and when you put that picture in, you know, when you put it in VTime, everybody's sitting on top of the drone. So it's like we're these little Lego people, little, you know, action figures sitting on top of the drone, and you can like look around, and it's such a cool experience. And something in I think my Oculus Go, but I think probably my Oculus Rift as well, since it's a Facebook company. There's you can go live on Facebook from VR with an avatar that I created that kind of looks like me. So I might try to mix up some of my, either show a video from VR in my live feed, or actually try to do live feeds from VR. So anyway, I'm playing around with that stuff. But it might be kind of a neat, since I'm turning my other channel into a VR channel, it might be kind of neat to have me do some intros with my avatar in VR, little stuff like that. So I don't know where I'll find the time, because I don't even have time right now to get the videos out. Since I've been kind of ramping up this live feed, I've had less time to edit video, and so I've got like 6 videos halfway done in Final Cut Pro, and I can't get to them because I'm trying to make money to get a house, and anyway, all that stuff. So not Midwest drones. Weather is crap here. Snow flying. Had about 3 inches of snow yesterday. It's supposed to get 8 or 10 more Saturday. That's awesome. See, that was 7:16, so I'm about 2 minutes behind. Kelly Davis, I did my first 360 with the Anafi. Pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's really cool. Man, it's hard to believe that 10 years ago I used to do it with a digital SLR camera, my Canon XTI, and it used to take me about a half hour to get a 360 photo. And now I can push the button, and in 3 minutes I have one from 400 feet up in the air. Ridiculous. Or, you know, with my Ricoh Theta V or my Insta360 just a push of a button. I'm thinking about doing what Nacho did and just sell my GoPro Fusion. I haven't used that thing in probably 6 months. It was a good investment, and I was so excited about it when I got it, but I just don't use the thing. I actually don't use a lot of the stuff that I review for you guys, and that's one of my goals this year, is to use the equipment that I tell you guys about. Because I'll do, you know, some review videos, and then when I get a chance, I'll go out and fly a video. And but I really don't, you know, I buy so many cameras. They all come out, and I'll, just like video games, like I'll play a video game like 80% of the way, and then another video game will come out, and then all of a sudden my focus is turned on that video game, so I'll never find out what happens at the end. So Nacho Rolling, how is VR if you are blind in one eye? It's probably the same. I mean, there's a 3D aspect, but if you're blind in one eye, you're still seeing out of one eye, and so you move your head, and basically when you move your head, you look around the environment. So I just think the only difference would be the 3D aspect, but life is in 3D, and if you only have one eye, you really don't see life in 3D either. So that's what I got to say about that. Oh, I'm getting red and flushed. It's because I'm wearing a flannel shirt. And I'm not wearing pants. So there's that. I got shorts on. But anyway, I'm sexy from the waist up, and then I'm casual. I'm like a mullet, but sideways. What is it? Business on the top, party on the bottom. I don't know. That is why I haven't done any VR yet. I'm blind in one eye, so I don't know how the experience would be. Yeah, I don't think that the experience would be that much different than how you see in real life. You know, like our eyes are, you know, with two eyes, we're designed to kind of, like if I put my finger here, I can see this side of it and I can see that side of it, but it's kind of see-through. But if I close this eye, so if I'm blind in one eye, I see that. And so when I'm looking around with one eye, I really think the VR won't be much different than you just looking at things in real life. It's raining. So Michael Thomas, it's raining down here. You're from Birmingham, Alabama. It's raining down here. Do you have your 107 license, or are you working on getting it? I'm getting my 107 as fast as I can, but I'm having a hard time finding the time to study for the test. I'm about halfway through the... man, I need to write down the name of that school that I'm going through. I'm going to look it up right now. This whole feed's going to go down because I'm Googling. There you go, Nacho. I just pushed some buttons for you. RemotePilot101.com. Yep, Kelly's got it. So that's what I'm taking, and I don't know if the same promotion's still going on, but when I purchased my subscription, it's like a lifetime subscription. So basically, like, you're paying to join the club, and what they do on that website is they constantly refresh the laws, and you'll notice the instructor that I don't remember what his name is, but he'll do like several videos in the same shirt, and then all of a sudden he'll be in a completely different outfit with a different haircut, and usually that means a law change and he had to redo that part of the video. So it's kind of funny, but I mean it's really cool. There's tests you can take, quizzes, and you know it's a community as well. So yeah, so they're putting Ken Heron's code on there. So you guys can get a discount if you sign up with his code. And then you need to tell Ken Heron that you saw it on my channel, so he'll send me a check. I'm just kidding. Not really. Tell him. He needs to know. But yeah, so yeah, anyway, so there's tests, you know, quizzes on there, and then since it's a community, people will let the instructor know. Yeah, Jason Shepard. So people will let Jason know, well, this showed up on the test and I wasn't expecting this question, and so he'll add those types of questions into his testing, or so it's just kind of, you'll get like an email that says, hey, this is a question that we've never seen before. And so it's like we're all like the whole community is taking the test together, and we're all just kind of study buddies. It's pretty cool. So the discount is not for the 107 test. The discount is for the Remote Pilot 101 subscription. I don't think the test is even $100. Isn't it like $50 or something? It might be more. Again, I haven't taken it yet, so I'm hoping to take it as probably March. I think maybe let's make a goal, guys. My goal is to have my Part 107 by the end of March. I don't know if you have to like get on a waiting list to take the test or any of that, but anyway, that's going to be my goal. At least finish the test. At least finish the training in March. Jason is a great CFI. I use this ground school videos when I was a student pilot. Sweet. He emailed me back when I asked about the SEAL video. All right, Cool Poop is in the house. We got a guy named Cool Poop. So he said he's Gavin's friend. So Gavin is my son. And today, so I've been getting into TikTok. And I know you guys are like, you're 40 years old. Why are you on TikTok? So TikTok is another way just to hang out with my son. So he's put a challenge. He's got more fans than I do. And he's bragging about it. So I'm going to do what I can to blow him out of the water. Little healthy competition on TikTok. So I have it's Chevy. Guys, everybody say hello to Chevy. Chevy is awesome. We play together on Fortnite, and he is probably one of my favorite guys that is Gavin's friend. Whoa, Part 107 test is $150? I'm gonna have to sell something. GoPro Fusion. Done. Well, I'm gonna sell it for more than $150 though. But guys, I want to talk about Chevy. Chevy, when my son broke his arm on Thursday, and so it was one of those weekends that like I was all excited to get some rest, and then we couldn't get any rest because my son broke his arm right in front of me. He was doing an ollie on a skateboard. He was showing me that he could do a trick, and the skateboard flew out from under him, and then his arm snapped, and he looked at me with, just kind of faint look on his face, and he was like, I think I broke my arm. And then he started freaking out. I think I broke my arm. And then I was freaking out. My wife was freaking out. And so anyway, it was one of those weekends that, and then like Saturday night, I had to, like, Gavin, his fingers were numb, so I had to take him back to the ER at like 12:30 at night, and we got home around 2 in the morning, and so my Sunday was just kind of off. And so anyway, Kelly, you wanna buy my Anafi? I thought you had an Anafi. You don't have an Anafi? I thought you were the one that said you took your 360 with it. Nacho, no video, didn't happen. Well, I'll show you the bill when I get it. That'll be proof that it happened. I think we met our insurance deductible for the year. So Kelly, why do you want 2 Anafis? What I think would be cool is to run a flight plan and then run the exact same flight plan on a different Anafi, but like 30 seconds later. And hopefully they don't cross each other, but like I think it'd be cool to just kind of record your parrot the whole time. That's why I really wish you could take flight plan off of one device and put it on another device. When I had to send my Parrot Anafi in for replacement when it wrecked, it was a little frustrating that my flight plan, there's no way to save it. But we have the most beautiful woman in the world just showed up on my live feed. That's my wife, Erin, right there. So usually she's at youth group with the kids on Wednesday night, but I had begged her to come into my live feed. I knew she wouldn't, like 2 people couldn't fit in my tiny little cage that I'm doing my video in. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys my office one day after I clean it up. But a couple weeks ago, maybe it was about a month or 2 ago, my wife called and she was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I said, "I think I'm gonna go buy a bunk bed." And she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was driving to Murfreesboro, Tennessee to buy a bunk bed." And wait, Gavin, why are you on Aaron's? Are you really Gavin? Or are you Aaron? Anyway, so basically I am in a bunk bed. And I've got some studio lights right here. I've got a ring light right down there. I've got 3 monitors right in front of me, and I pretty much take up the whole bunk bed. But I have such a tiny little space that I had to take all of my storage and put it on top of me. So if this bunk bed ever gives way, then all of my drones and my cameras and boxes, like I've got big Rubbermaid containers above me. So I'll show that to you one time. Well, welcome, Gavin. Chevy's in here too. Are you guys playing Fortnite and watching me on YouTube at the same time? So anyway, we got some kids in here, so everybody be nice. Be PG, because the parental's right here. So what time is it? 7:30. Yes! I've talked for a half hour. Drinking a little Colombian coffee with a little sugar-free French vanilla. The drink of the night. I need to get out another ginger beer. I love ginger beer. It's Kelly Davis. As a home inspector, there are times where it comes in handy. It doesn't replace the ladder, but it gets to the place where it can't sometimes. You know, I think as a home inspector, if that house is on Google Maps or Amazon Maps or whichever maps you choose on your flight plan, I think home inspections would be so easy with flight plan. I have a video on my channel where you can do so you can, if you build a flight plan without any camera controls in it, then you can run the camera separately, independent. So basically what you could do is in house inspections is you could build, you know, your waypoints around your house, maybe do it you know, really far, you know, maybe 25 feet away from the house, and then 15 feet away from the house, then 10 feet away from the house, and then maybe go back and forth, or even just sit in the same spot, and then be able to control your camera. I mean, that would be awesome. I think the Paranophy would be great for home inspections. I might do a video on just looking at a roof. I gotta find somebody that would let me fly my drone around their house. Last time I flew my drone at my dad's house, it ended up on the roof and took a chunk of his shingles out. That was when I let the DJI. That was my Mavic Pro. That was my Mavic Pro. My DJI Mavic Pro. I had it for a day, no. So it came out in like October, and then Thanksgiving, I've shown my dad my DJI Mavic Pro, and I was like, yeah, this thing has follow me mode, check this out. And it started following me, and all of a sudden it darted sideways right into my dad's roof. And the DJI Mavic Pro was so new that you couldn't find replacement blades anywhere. So it took me another month and a half to get replacement blades, and then it was winter. So that's one thing that frustrates me about drones coming out in the, like, right before Christmas, because you don't even really get to enjoy them for months. At least in Nashville, it gets cold and rainy, and I can't do a thing. So who's in the house? Google Maps shows my RV in my driveway. Oh wow! So Nacho's RV is in his driveway. I think they keep. Well, I don't know. I was about to say something that I have no idea what I'm talking about, so I'm not gonna say that. But interesting. Like, whenever Apple Maps came out and they were like using like 10-year-old data, there's a mall that I grew up hanging out at that had been torn down and turned into a Walmart for like 5 years. And so whenever Apple Maps came out, I put a post on Facebook or Instagram of a picture of the Walmart with my phone and it saying it was Harding Mall. So that's a good time. Midwest Drones, no wonder your stream is buffering. Gavin is sucking up all the bandwidth. Yeah. Yeah, he's sucking up something. Brett Newman, late to the stream, was arguing with DJI. I sent them a brand new but defective Inspire battery for warranty replacement. They sent it back saying no problem found. Come on now. It's cheaper just to send you a new one than it is to go through the mail and make a bad customer. I mean, if you have a freaking Inspire, you're a good enough customer that they want to keep. If you have a drone that costs more than $1,000, we should want to keep you. I think that's so funny. We have customer support at work, and it's, we bend over backwards for our customers because it's a lot harder to get a new customer than it is to keep one that already likes your product. Okay? So in order for a company to make money, you have to keep your customers and get more. Okay? And that constitutes, that justifies you hiring more people and growing your company and making a profit. Sometimes I don't understand customer support. Like Parrot, like no questions asked, they just sent me a new one. They sent me a completely new box with a Parrot Anafi in it. And when I asked them, I said, so what do you need me to send to you? And they said, just the drone. You can keep the SD card, you can keep the battery, you can keep the bag, you can keep the props. You can keep the cords. Like everything I kept the replacement blades. So basically when they swapped out my drone, I basically got all these extra accessories that I would have paid for. I got to keep the controller. So I have 2 Parrot Anafi controllers. So if they ever make the option to where you can control the camera and someone else can control the drone, I already got that covered. So Parrot Anafi's customer support is amazing. The guy that I was on the phone with kind of didn't know what he was talking, and that's the whole reason the drone wrecked in the first place. But they were honest and owned up to their, to what was going on. I'm going to have to try that when I get my license. Uh-oh. Michael wasn't specific enough, so I don't know what he's talking about. Are you talking about flight plan and roof inspections? That's what happens. I get to talking and I can't read and talk at the same time, so I get lost in your comments, guys. Nacho, this is why people buy Fly More combo. I'm glad I got the extended package. Yeah, maps are updated by several years. Yeah, I mean the place that I fly most of the time in half of my videos, the mansion, they've added soccer fields and a playground that aren't on Google Maps. There's just kind of woods there. And that's where I fly, because it's, you know, an empty soccer field's a great place to like try things out with the drone, because there's no trees or anything in the way. So you start out in the middle of the soccer field and you can just have all this room to fly around in. But flight plan is kind of sketchy, so I had to actually walk the property and put waypoints on it to successfully do that. So Michael Thomas, when I fly mine, I'm so careful, scared of crashing it. So so flight plan. Okay, so in my opinion, don't fly flight plan without flying line of sight. Okay, you're still responsible if you hit something. So, you know, take responsibility and fly line of sight and make sure you can see where your drone's going. So if you're flying the Paradenofi in flight plan, as soon as you touch the controls, it stops doing whatever it's doing. It just pauses wherever it's at. So if you made a bad calculation and your drone is about to fly into the side of a building, you can take over. The only problem with that is, I've explained in some of my videos that the flight plan will continue even when you've lost connection. So if you've lost connection, you cannot stop it. So I tend to fly at least 200 feet up in the air, and 200 feet is about, you know, it easily clears like a 6-story building and stuff like that. So if you're flying over a school or a house, 200 feet is more than enough. And most trees are shorter than 200 feet. But basically you go out to your property and you fly up until you can see over everything. And then, you know, make a mental note of how high that is, and then you can fly wherever you want to when you're over everything. Sometimes trees look shorter in the distance, but as long as you're watching it and you can see air between the drone and the tree, you're good. And then Ken Heron on his channel, he has, it's a video, I think it's called like five things that beginner drone, it's like a beginner's drone guide. And if you're flying up to something, and you can see, so if you think of, how can I explain that? Let's do this. So here's my trusty Sony RX0. Okay, so if you're flying up to something and it's like that, and you can't see the other side of it, you're not over it yet. But as you fly up to it, and if you can see the other side of it, you're above it. Okay? Below, so you're going to run smack dab right into the building or the bridge or whatever you're flying over. When you can see the other side of it, you're over it. Okay? So basically what you do with your drone is you set your horizon on your camera, so you point straight ahead with your camera, and then when you're flying up, when you can see the other side, you're over it. So you're not going to hit whatever you're flying over. Whoa, I'm way behind on the comments, guys. I'm so sorry. Michael Thomas, grab a SEMA to practice with. Yeah, there's plenty of drones. In my opinion, if you're going to always fly a GPS drone, you should get a GPS drone to practice with, because that'll help you understand what your drone is really going to do. If you're planning on flying like a toy drone or like something that doesn't have GPS, that doesn't hold the altitude and doesn't have GPS, like I flew some drones that were, you know, I spent the whole time trying to keep it in the air. But if you're planning on doing video or photo or anything like that, you really need a drone that just stays in one spot. And then whenever you give it an instruction, it moves in that direction and then stays in that spot and then moves over to this. Because if you're spending the whole time like trying to hold 3D space, your video is not going to be that good and your photos aren't going to be that good. I always the drone I always tell everybody to get right off the bat is the DJI Spark, because it's sturdy, it's one piece, it doesn't have any folding parts. You can find them pretty cheap now because it's been out for like 3 years. It's just one of my favorite drones. I said 3 years. I don't know that it's been out for 3 years. Maybe a year and a half now. I just know that DJI's come out with it's come out with multiple drones since the Spark, so you can find them for pretty cheap. B&H was very nice to me. B&H is one of my favorite companies. The fact that I can, like, what did I buy last year? So last year I bought the Unique Typhoon H Plus, which was close to $2,000. Maybe I got it for $1,800. But from Nashville, they don't charge tax, and it's free shipping. So I basically spent, let's say the drone is $1,800. I spent $1,800. Whereas if I would have had to pay taxes, I would have had to pay, $180, and then shipping would probably be another $40. So I would spend an extra $200. So I saved $200 just by buying from B&H. I buy most of my small things from Amazon because I can get it the next day, and most of my camera gear comes from B&H. Okay, so I'm gonna do a speed answer so I can catch up. Nacho rolling. I've had nothing but luck with DJI support. Nacho's a fan. Sweet. Cool poop. What editing software do you use? I like your name there, Cool Poop. Michael Thomas. Oh, so the software I use is Final Cut Pro 10. Michael Thomas, yes, inspections. Nacho Rolling. He uses Final Cut Pro X. Nice. Midwest Drones. Filmora 9 here. So are those I'm guessing the Sima and the Filmora are small drones that you suggest to people. Nacho Rolling, no trees. What fun is that? Okay, that's talking about my soccer fields. Yes, trees are fun to fly around. Actually, I think trees are one of the best parts of flying drones, because like you're flying over a landscape and all of a sudden a tree like brushes the bottom of your drone. Makes for a really cool, what is that called? I don't know, it makes for a really cool video. I feel the same way. Fly where no trees are. Yeah. So I used to, when I started out flying drones, I would fly my drones 400 feet up in the air because I knew I could, and then I would get all my footage from there and it'd be like, I'd show everybody like, look how high I am. It's so cool. And then after I did that for a while, like all my video kind of looked the same. And there was one day where I didn't fly very high and I accidentally flew really close to a tree. But I was like, ooh, that video looks great. So now I've got kind of like a 30-foot rule. So I go up to I look around and find the tallest thing, and then I fly up to the top of it, and then I fly about 30 feet above that, and I get some really cool footage there. So all right, so what do we got? If you can see the distal side, you are low or high enough not to hit it. Distal, that's a big word. Nacho's got dictionary. The Spark can be found in most places for $300. Oh, by the way, if you get a Spark, make sure you get a controller. They sell Sparks without controllers, and I think if you really are serious about learning, get a controller. The smartphone, when I have a friend at work that she wants to get a drone. She was asking me about drones, and she was wanting to go kayaking, and I was like, you need to get the DJI Spark for one, and she was about to buy one that didn't have a controller, and I was like, whoa, you're going to be in a kayak, you're going to have soggy fingers, your fingers are going to, and your phone is in a Ziploc bag, like one of those camera case, like Ziploc bag camera cases. There's no way you're going to be able to control your drone, and you're definitely not going to be able to, if something happens, like it's flying towards a cliff or a tree or about to hit the water, you can't think quick when your fingers are slipping around a glass screen. So get the controller. Very important. Michael Thomas, that's why I have the Unique Typhoon H Plus. Next day shipping was $18.79. Yeah, I need to get that thing back out. It's been so long. I took a video the other day. Actually, I took a panorama the same day I took the panoramas with the DJI Mavic Air and the DJI, and the Parrot Anafi. So I might just compare 3 of those drones, but I feel like there's no chance because the camera is so much better on the Unique Typhoon H Plus with the 1-inch sensor, and you know the camera's so big it's not going to overheat and all that kind of stuff. Kelly Davis, I'm a Parrot fan. Support has been good to me. Sweet. Kelly Davis, I was looking at the Unique H520 for a while. So some of my latest videos have been on the Unique H520, and I wrecked it. I wrecked it bad. So I don't know if I'm going to share the video because it was one of those stupid moments for me. I put so I told you guys that I got the whole reason I got the H520 is because, oh, never mind, I did not wreck the H520. Whew. Man, if I'd have wrecked so the H520, that's what I have. The Typhoon H Plus is the 520. Okay, we're all straight. There is an H520 that's orange that's for commercial, or for construction, commercial. Enterprise. Maybe that's Enterprise? I'm getting all those words confused now. Mine is the consumer version of the H520, but it's exactly the same drone. The only difference is the firmware is different. So, and the app on the controller is different. You get like mapping software, but from what I understand, all the sensors, the blades, the size, the motors, GPS, all of that is exactly the same. Your video stream is 1200 baud. I don't even know what that means. Is that good or bad? I don't know what that means. It's yellow for me. And I'm dropping about 75% of my frames. So that sucks. But you guys are still talking, so we're only going to go for about 5 more minutes. So we'll stick it out, and I'll upload the real feed. So if you guys missed something or you showed up late, you can see kind of what we talked about at the beginning of the feed. So I mentioned in my trailer video that I was going to talk about where my channel is going to go. And I wanted to ask your opinions, since you guys keep coming back, and I'm so thankful that you guys are coming back and hanging out. But so the only time I've really had lately to do videos has been the $20 Tuesdays and this live chat. And I don't want to do any more DJI Osmo Pocket videos, but I feel like for the channel to stay alive, I need to do videos that actually gets views. So $20 Tuesdays, I'm getting about 40 views in a day, and then if I just put the word DJI Osmo Pocket in there, I'll have 1,000 views by the next day or two. I really don't like the camera. I really am not happy with the lack of consistency. It fails me 80% of the time. I don't like the video that I've... So something I've been doing lately is I've been recording with my GoPro Hero 7 and my DJI Osmo Pocket at the same time. And there's one video, like the video that I took of the really long selfie stick with the Insta360 One X. I used the audio from the DJI Osmo Pocket, but the video sucked so bad that I had to use the GoPro video. And I think the video turned out pretty good. My GoPro Hero 7 is like a fairly decent 4K camera. It's definitely better than the camera that, than the cameras that I started my YouTube channel out on, but I kind of want to go back to my Canon and actually do some really good videos. But it's been so cold and rainy, I don't want to set up, and by the time I get my camera all set up, I'm like all snotty in the video because it's 40 degrees out. So anyway, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about is, since I can't fly drones right now, I was planning on doing some videos with the, some of the smaller cameras that I have. I thought about doing some VR 180 videos, because since I've been playing around with VR a lot, and YouTube has a huge VR initiative that they just announced. So I want to do some more of that stuff, but I'm going to try to commit to 2 videos a week plus my live stream. And the little teaser for my live stream doesn't count. So I want to do maybe, $20 Tuesdays, and then I want to do a drone video, but if I can't do a drone video, I'll do some other kind of video, like an Amazon gear video or camera rig video, or and then I want to do some Insta360 stuff. Because Nacho, they approached Nacho to be an ambassador, and I want to be an ambassador too. So I'm going to up my Insta360 One X game. So I just don't have a cool bike and all these cool places to travel to. I just have Nashville. But Nashville's pretty cool. So we'll see what happens. I was under the impression that the IR cameras weren't compatible with the H. Okay, so you're talking about the H Plus versus the 520. I'm not sure about that. I actually was going to do a video. I have plans to do a video. I have a couple older cameras. I was going to try those on my new Typhoon H Plus and just to see what happens. But when it comes down to it, all of the connections seem to be the same. Some drone, like my Q500, has less pins and a plug, so the power comes from either the pins or the Wi-Fi signal comes from the pins. But all the cameras have they basically have Wi-Fi connection, so you can, or radio connection, so you can see FPV through the lens of the camera. And then so my live feed keeps cutting out, so I hope you guys can hear me. But so anyway, we'll play around with it. You're probably right. The IR cameras might not work with it, but we'll see. Nacho rolling the Osmo Pocket made me fall in love with my GoPro Hero 7. That's a good call, Nacho. Me too, man. Like I got the Hero 7 and I did a video on it, and then I kind of put it down for a while, and then I started using my GoPro to do videos about my Osmo Pocket, and then all of a sudden I realized how awesome my GoPro Hero 7 was. So I'm kind of the same way. Nacho Rolling wants M50 reviews. So it's in the works right now. I'm planning on, so I sold my M50 a while back, but I'm getting the M50 again. I'm going to sell my M6 and get an M50. So yeah, that's it for the live stream. It looks like it keeps going in and out, so my kids are probably watching TV or watching Netflix or something. So we're going to cut it short here. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. These live feeds are so much more fun when people show up to them. So thank you so much for hanging out. And yeah, have a wonderful night, guys. Peace out.